welcome to December. This month we'll be dedicating to wealth and well-being. It will be a very special month. As you can see, we have a very special and new introduction. And the whole month will be with my special friend and nurse, Andreia Cardoso. She, as I said, she's a nurse and she's a wellness coach. And she will be talking with us about several aspects of our health and well-being. Today we will start with changing our mindset, which is one of the biggest aspects, and it's how we all start this process. And we will talk about identifying our problems, working towards changing our mindset and our lifestyle, and achieving our goals. So you stick around and join us for this very special conversation. So, as I said, I've got with me Andreia Cardoso. We are friends. We met through a work experience. We had been working together in a company before. Both of us left now, and one of the greatest things we got about this is that we became really close to each other. And I must admit, it was one of the best experiences I've got, because the very first day that I met Andreia, and she was supposed to be replacing me in this company, I bonded with her because it was something really special, because I realized her values, the way that she approaches life, her professionalism, and how she conducts herself. And this was the beginning of a very, very strong relationship. And I must say that over the past 4-5 years, we've been very, very close. And here she is. Andreia, how are you? I would ask you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Hello everyone. First of all, thank you, Katia. Thank you very much for this invitation. For me, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm very grateful to have you in my life and for the day that I found you. Yeah, we bonded straight away. So thank you very much. So my name is Andreia. I'm 36. I live here in Sydney, but I'm originally from Portugal. From Vila Nova de Barquinha, close to Lisbon. I was a registered nurse in Portugal. Here in Australia, I'm applying for my registration, and I'm also a wellness coach. I love health and well-being, so thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome. Since you said that you came from Portugal, as you guys know, I'm also from Portugal, and I was born in Lisbon, and I lived there until I was 30. So let's start. Andreia, one of the main things, or the best way to approach our change in a mindset change, is identifying what is bringing us down, is identifying that there might be things that we can actually improve ourselves on, and why not change ourselves? Isn't that correct? What's your intake on this?
Yeah, it's true. First of all, for you to identify your problems is maybe the first step, because what you should focus on is establish goals, okay? Because for you to improve and to change your mindset, you need to have goals. We all have goals in life. The difference is that I can thought about it, I can have established a plan already and write them down. And maybe some people never do that. They know they have goals, but what really they are, they don't know. They don't know how to explain. So it's very important to identify your problems, your flaws, but don't focus on that. No. Identify them, because it's important for you to set your goals. Like, for example, if you know you're someone that don't exercise, and it's an area you know you need improvement, you can establish a goal of,
Yes.
let's try a realistic goal. I suggest
Obviously.
everyone. So your goals should be specific, okay? You should really know what you want with that goal, nothing like general.
Yes.
They should be measurable, because you can track if you're going towards to achieve your goal, your progress. They must be achievable, because should be something realistic.
Realistic.
Of course, yeah, because we all have dreams, but we know that some dreams are realistic and other are not so realistic. So realistic and time-based, because you should establish goals for 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, okay? So it's easy when they are time-based, because you establish like a limit, like a target, like, so it's good to know your areas of improvement, so you can focus your goals in those areas and in what you want to achieve. So don't focus on your flaws, on your problems, but we need to be aware of that to improve.
Of course. That comes to another point that I think is very important, is that we should also see the positives on things, even if there's something that maybe is not that good with us, or something that we may need to change. There's always room for improvement, and you should always see the glass half full. Sometimes we tend to see the glass half empty, and that is one of the reasons that we end up having a heavy weight on us, because we think, oh, I cannot achieve this, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I don't know enough, I will never get there. And this is how we fail. It's because we ourselves tell ourselves that we are going to fail, that we are not good enough, that we are not going to achieve, that we are not going to whatever. And I think that if we set for goals for ourselves, just as you said, and we just say, yeah, I can do this. Yes, it is possible. I just have to work on it. But I can do it. Just the fact that this is my view. It's just the fact that you tell yourself that it is possible and that you can do it. It changes you. It just changes you. And if you believe something, if you believe yourself, and I think the main thing is we should always believe ourselves, because if we don't, no one else will. And that's one of the things that I myself been guilty of. Sometimes I always tend to put myself down and be very critical of everything that I do. I'm very perfectionist, and sometimes if I commit a tiny little mistake, I go so hard on myself. And I understand that this is one of the things that I should change, because we all make mistakes, and that's how we learn. And if we just focus on the mistakes and we don't focus on the learning that we acquire with the mistakes, we never learn and we never evolve. What's your intake on this?
It's true. Because it's true, because it's human nature. We were born not programmed for being positive, sorry, not trained for positivity, because we tend to look to the flaws. We tend to recognize when someone makes something bad, but when that person makes something good, sometimes even when we have kids, when we are raising our kids, we should be aware that we have to tell them what they are doing wrong and how they can improve. But when they are doing right, we should also give them the courage to continue. And there's something sometimes we don't realize. It's the same with positivity. It's the same with the glass. The glass is, is a very good way to show things, because for us to improve, to become the better versions of ourselves, as I always say, we need to train our positivity.
Yes.
We need to be more grateful. Okay, because that's the thing, we focus on the negative, we focus on the problems, we focus on the things we don't have, and sometimes we forget the things we already have. We forget and we forget to be grateful for what we have and do our best with what we have. We also forget to when we look to the glass, and we tend to look to the empty part of the glass, it's when we should think, no, that part is not important. The part that is full, half full, it is the one important.
That's the one.
Yeah. So we need to focus also in ourselves as individuals for that journey, because it starts with us. If we want our kids to be positive, we need to be ourselves. It's what you say. We can't be loved if we don't love ourselves. It's the same thing with personal development. Yeah, because we are our family example. Okay, what we are ended up being what they become.
Yeah.
So the work you do in yourself does not only affect yourself but your family,
everyone around you. Yeah.
Yeah, because you cannot fill from an empty cup, correct? So, and that's why it's important to focus in yourself as well. Yeah.
And I think is the main thing is that you focus on yourself. It's one of the things you should focus on yourself first, get yourself better, and then have the courage of helping others. Because if you try to help others but you're not focusing on yourself and you need help, how can you help others? How can you?
Exactly. And let me add something, Katia, before we proceed. We are living in difficult times now. Okay, here in Australia we are lucky, but unfortunately in Europe, all over the world, things are in a very bad situation. So when we are talking about being positive and be grateful, this pandemic, it's a bad thing. Yes, of course it is. But we should look for this opportunity to grow, because when problems come, because we have our winter of life, we have our problems always. There's nothing we can do to avoid it. What matters is the way we are going to deal with them. We overcome them growing. We will grow from there. So if we can take this opportunity for us to grow as individuals and as society, it would be great. Because things that we previously have for granted, okay, like socialization, freedom of hugging, kissing, things that we had for granted, and sometimes we didn't give enough value, because sometimes we had opportunities to show,
because it was always there, because it was always there. We never had to think about it. We never had to think about giving a hug to our children or giving a hug to our parents or grandparents, because it was a given. We would visit our parents and our grandparents and we would hug them and we would kiss them.
Exactly. Or simply be with them. Because most people now are not with their parents or their grandparents because they are high risk. So they don't see each other for months. Some families don't see each other for months. Okay, we have technology, it's amazing. It's much better than if we didn't. But you know, so let's not focus on the bad, but value that, you know. We have to overcome that. I think we are doing an excellent job, especially companies that are using technology. We are showing that even with some things taken out of our life, taken from us, we can improve, we can change, we can adapt. So when things started to go back to the normal, let's value those small things that are the big ones.
Yes, because at the end of the day, health and well-being starts in our mind. If we are not in the right mindset, and if we don't tell ourselves the good things, and if we don't work on ourselves, um, if we don't work here, and here it's not working properly because we telling the brain the wrong message, we're looking at ourselves the wrong way, there is no other way the rest of the body is going to work correctly. That's my perception of things. That's why I always try to be positive and to see things. And even on my very bad days, I've got this, I call it a coping mechanism, that I always have to crack a joke, and I always have to say something even stupid, but I always have to have a laugh so I can take a positive out of something very negative. And I think that helps me cope with sometimes very bad days, sometimes very bad situations. And we went through a lot when we were working together. And sometimes that's the only way, because if you are in a situation that really is bringing you down because it's something that you hit a brick wall or something like that, if you don't tell yourself something positive, and if you don't tell yourself, okay, this may be horrible, but you're going to go through this and you're going to overcome this, and it's going to be all right. And if we don't have the power of telling ourselves that it's going to be all right and we're going to get there in the end, I think it's not even worth it starting. I think it's all starts in your mind. I guess it's why I wanted to do these videos, and this is why I wanted to really have this talk, because I think it's very important that we tell people that let's focus more on what we can do, and not so much on what we didn't do or what we did but wasn't so good. If we focus on what we did and was amazing, we will see that more amazing can come from exactly where that came from.
Yeah, and the way you're saying the things from taking sometimes a good side from negative situations.
Exactly.
It's a very powerful sign of personal development. Of course, we will have good days and bad days.
Of course,
We
everyone
will
has.
have days that will be strong enough to hit that brick wall and to go over it.
And smash
And
it,
we
yes.
will, yes. And there will be days that just looking for the brick wall will make us go back.
Yes.
It's normal. We are humans. We don't have superpowers. It's normal.
Yes.
The most important thing when you're working through your mindset is try to be consistent in that work, because it's always a work in progress.
Of course.
And try to, when I say be grateful, it's very important in here, because when you take a look and be grateful for the good things you have and the good things you achieve, not just in material terms, but as a person,
Yes.
it gives you confidence, and it gives you somehow a strength to continue this progress, okay? Because there will be good days and bad days. So first of all, we need to know that life is not just flowers, it's not just roses.
No.
Life sometimes is a roller coaster, okay? So we have to be prepared for the adventure. Because this is an adventure.
It is. And when you said that we have to be prepared, it just came to mind, and you mentioned children before. Exactly that when our children are growing, we should tell them that throughout their lives, they're gonna hear a lot of no's. They're gonna hear a lot of rejection. There's gonna be a lot of things that they're not gonna like, but they should focus on the good things that they've done and the good things that they know they can do. And they always have to show the best of themselves, and they always have to try to be the best of themselves, because we are not good on everything. It's impossible. Perfection does not exist. This is the profession.
That's why I was saying that what we are and what we become in the process of being better, It's somehow transmitted to our generation, to our family and friends, not just for our kids. But in regards to our kids, the first nose they have, it's our nose. And us as parents, we are the ones in the world that leave them the more, usually. It's like that. So when they have our nose, they know that sometimes it becomes normal for them to understand that some things they can have, other things they can't. They have to be patient. It's good to train patience with them. So this is also mindset and personal development.
Exactly right.
Okay, so what you say is very important, because they have our no's, but they also need to have our yeses, you know. We also need the ones to give them confidence that they are good, that they are they deserve, you know. So it should have a balance, okay? Not just
a reassurance.
Giving them reassurance. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So for them to be balanced, and for them to learn how to deal with good and bad situations. Otherwise, they will grow as frustrated people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it starts since and when you say that to achieve, you spoke about health and well-being, how important mindset it is. Correct? Yeah. So as a background in nursing, I'm passionate about prevention. For me, the number one in health and well-being is prevention. Okay, so that's also a work we need to do in ourselves, in our health. Because we know that if we eat healthy and if we have an active lifestyle, we are preventing. Unfortunately, we can't avoid 100%. Of course, there will be a time where we will be sick, but if we work in prevention, we will have less chance of getting worse diseases or being you know what I mean? So for me, prevention is number one. And prevention starts also in our mind, because our mind is connected to our body. The psychology part is connected with the physiologic part. This is science, and this is true. Okay, so for example, for you to achieve your goals in a health way, I consider, and now as a wellness coach as well, is something I've been learned. What I learned as a nurse associated with what I'm learning as a wellness coach, for me is very fulfilled, because it completes the personal development and the science behind all of this. So I consider that the success for you to achieve your healthy goals is nutrition, which is a big part, maybe 80% nutrition, healthy lifestyle, okay, exercise, whatever you like to do to be active, at least 20%, but the major part, which is 100%, is mindset. Yeah, that's because your mindset, it's the thing that will help you to be consistent, to continue pursue your goals no matter what, no matter what people say, no matter if you had a good day or a bad day, no matter if you did a good choice or a bad choice, tomorrow is another day, is another opportunity. So mindset is everything, and you are growing yourself, and you, in the end of the journey, you are changing, and you'll become a different person for the better.
And this opens up our next part, which would be, how will we work on our mindset? And how do we work on ourselves to change our mindset? I think for me personally, keeping a positive mind is very important. Telling myself I can do this, because that's I think the main thing is that you can do it. If you believe yourself enough to do it, you will do it. It doesn't matter if it takes 1 week, it doesn't matter if it takes 1 month, it doesn't matter if it takes a year or 2 years or whatever time it will take. If you believe yourself and if you believe in what you do and if you believe that you can do it, you will do it. I think this is my intake on this. As a wellness coach, what would you say? What would be your approach, Andreia?
Yes, it is very important to be aware that you can do it, to believe in yourself, okay? Never doubt on yourself. One thing is being realistic,
Yes,
and know that you're not a superwoman or a superman, but other thing is not believing in yourself.
Yes.
So always believe in yourself, no matter what, okay?
Yeah.
But in regards to keep a positive mind, as I told you in the beginning, it's a work in progress. It's something
Yes,
you need
of course.
training every day and in every situation, even in relationships, okay? Relationships with your partner, with your kids, or with your friends, with others.
Your partner, everything.
Exactly. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes there will be days that we'll be looking for the empty part of the glass. Okay, but the important is tomorrow I'll do a better job. Tomorrow I'll look to the part that is full. Try to improve a little bit every day, and don't go backwards because in that day or in that situation you didn't do the best. Doesn't matter. You learn, and that's what you always said. We are learning, and that's the intake from here. If we learn from our mistakes, we are going right. We are in the right path. It's very important to keep a positive mind. And one thing I suggest is, you asked me for my experience as a wellness coach in this area.
Yes, sure.
What I notice is that people, we as a society and as individuals, sometimes we have very low
self-confidence.
What I notice is that usually we have very low self-confidence, self-esteem. And when we go to that path that I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, when you start saying those bad things, your brain, this is neuroscience, your brain starts to believe, and it's like a spiral. I used to say, in Portuguese we say it's like a snowball that starts to become bigger. Okay,
because it is.
So exactly, so don't go that way. One exercise that is very powerful and it's very good, and it's not just for yourself, because when you are working yourself, you are working your family and your friends and everyone around you. One very good exercise is every day look to the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I deserve, and say the good things in you, because you also start to believe, you start to gain that confidence and that strength that will make you go towards your goals, and that will make your mindset, work in your mindset, make it more powerful, develop. So
it will change your internal dialogue, I think, because that's sometimes what we're lacking, and that lack of self-esteem that you said is sometimes causes to have an internal dialogue that is actually telling us the wrong messages. We are telling ourselves the wrong messages, and sometimes it starts in childhood. I have my own experience. Sometimes it starts in childhood, and as you said, your education and your upbringing is very important, because if someone is passing you the message that you are not good enough, that you will never achieve this or that, as you said, you start believing it, and after years and years and years and years of actually believing that, sometimes it's hard to realize that that's not true. That's just a conception that you created in your own mind, and based on something that someone else planted there. It's not even your own beliefs. It's a belief that somehow is entrenched in you, but it was created by some situation or someone else. And if we acknowledge that, that dialogue is wrong, and that dialogue needs to be changed, we shouldn't focus that much on the dialogue, like you said, because that will bring out all the negative that might have come with it, or all the negative that caused that dialogue. But if we understand that the dialogue was there and was wrong, and we start saying, no, that's not true. When your mind says you cannot go there, you say, no, I can. I've got 2 legs, I can walk there. When your internal dialogue said, you're not good enough, no, I am. I know how to do this. And
yeah, it's true, Katya. That's why I told that the major thing is always believe in yourself, no matter what. Okay,
exactly.
It's true that most of the time our past has a big power. Okay, because we are somehow pre-wired. Okay, so that's an extra challenge you have with yourself.
Yeah.
But when we are talking about mindset, it's important for us to, if I want to grow, it's my why is big enough, because if your why is big enough, you'll find a way.
It's
if
true.
not, you'll find an excuse, Jim Ron.
When you feel there's a way, if we really want to change, if we really want, we can take small steps, but we will do it in the end. Yes.
And look, the why, for me, if you ask me, what is your number one advice for people that want to change their lives, that want to improve their circumstances, personal development, health, whatever, everything.
Yes.
Okay, because we are always learning, we are always in a learning process.
That's
okay
true.
My number one point is find a big why. You can have more than one, but find it. What makes you wake up every morning? What makes you look to the mirror and say, I believe in myself, I'm good enough, and I deserve it?
I think that's a powerful image, actually, looking in the mirror and saying, I believe in myself. I think that's a very powerful image.
Yeah. And here is also where it comes, your power and your will.
Yeah.
Because it's work. You have to work. And some people that don't grow their mindset, because there are 2 types of mindset. There are a fixed mindset and there are a growth mindset. If you want to grow, you have to have a growth mindset. Some people can go from the fixed one to the growth one. Other people are already with the growth mindset, but we need to work on that. So whatever your past, the luggage you have from your past, whatever, if it's good or not,
or bad,
the present and the future is up to you, no one else.
True. We can't change the past, but we can make changes to change the future.
Yeah, and that's the way we should look for every day. Every day is a new opportunity.
Yes, so true. So true. And make better choices, and try to better ourselves, and to see what we can do to go that next step, to achieve that tiny little goal. It doesn't need to be a huge thing. Sometimes it's just a tiny thing. Sometimes it's just a very tiny thing. But it is a thing nonetheless. And if you just go and you work towards it, I think, just even if it's a tiny thing, at the end of that day, by knowing that you achieved that little thing, that you went that little step, it's a little step that make you feel better. And it's a little step towards your change. It's a little step towards your mindset change that you need, I guess.
Because don't forget that happiness sometimes is in the small things.
It's true. It is. I strongly believe that happiness, it's in the tiny things. Sometimes And with this pandemic, I think we see this because
We should.
but I see that because we are used to all these going for dinner in this fancy restaurant, or going here or going there, or do this or do that, and out of a sudden everything was taken away. We had to stay home. We couldn't go for the fancy dinner. We couldn't go for anything like that. And we had to learn to appreciate little things. For example, waking up in the morning and see the beautiful sunshine, or the sunrise if you are a morning person, which I'm not, or a wonderful sunset. I love sunsets, or something like that, or even, you know, if you like cooking, the wonderful pancakes that you may have cooked, or small things. It doesn't need to be a huge thing. It doesn't need to be you changing the world, because that's something that we all want to do, but it's not that attainable. I think tiny little things are the ones that make us go, that make us keep going, because they're tiny and they are achievable, and we see, oh yeah, I did it, so I might as well keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's all about making choices. It's all about making better choices. And sometimes if we, and it's everything, it's like food, or exercise, or even with your friends, I guess. Sometimes it's sad to say this, but sometimes you have friends that just pull you down, or you know, they might be or may not be friends, may not be acquaintances, sometimes colleagues at work, or people that you deal with, and they pull you down because the energy is a bit negative. And if you make better choices, and if you surround yourself with positive people, if you surround yourself with positive thinking and positive things, you will see that positive things will come to you, because you are surrounded with positive things and you wish positive things on others. I strongly believe in karma. What goes around comes around. If you surrounded yourself with good, if you do good to others, all that good will come back to you. That's what I strongly believe.
And you know, Katya, those challenges you're telling that we have during the process, I say challenges, the negative things, okay?
Yeah.
Wherever it comes from, negative colleagues, negative people.
Whatever.
It's a challenge.
Challenge. It's an
Okay?
obstacle that we need to
It's a
overcome.
challenge. Yeah, because remember that challenging is the stepping stone for success. So if your mindset is focused in improve your actions, focus on positivity, when those challenges come, when those people that are not in the right mindset, they come, and instead of looking them in a negative way,
No,
like
that's not the way.
maybe you will try to look at them like, wow, they are not in the right place now, they are not in the right mindset, they should have a reason behind
For
all
that.
of that. And maybe it will give you some patience to don't take things personally.
True.
You know, if you are confident of yourself, and if you achieve that, that negativism is not intentional, there is a reason behind all of that. You may be reasonable, and you don't let that affect you.
Yes. Which sometimes is very difficult, and sometimes it really brings us down, and it may take you to a bad place. But you have to make those choices of, you either let yourself be affected by it, or you make your conscious decision of changing it and not allow yourself to be affected by it. I agree.
You're developing this ability to deal with as I told you, is a roller coaster. We
Oh,
will
yeah.
have days that our ability is in
Yeah.
the major capacity.
Mm.
So we will handle it perfectly and
Yeah.
it will not affect us, which is the brick wall that we spoke in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
There are days where it will affect you. The
Yes.
important is what you're going to do afterwards. It
Yes.
affects you, okay, it affected you 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but let's go, move on, reassure yourself, you know who you are, be confident, and let's start going.
Change. Turn the
So,
page.
yeah,
Turn the
yeah,
page.
it will become easier to deal with those
Mm.
situations.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And you can inspire others as well.
True. True.
Yeah.
So true. And sometimes when you are in the situation and you're not seeing it like that, and we both know sometimes we don't, um, we we let ourselves go, and then when we finally turn the page and we finally look at things, we see, oh, I shouldn't have let myself go that way. um I should have maybe made another choice, maybe change things, maybe do something differently. And sometimes it's easy, and but we don't see it sometimes, and it's complicated. It's not going to be easy all every day, as you said. It's not a bed of roses. There's a lot of thorns. I must say it's more thorns than roses, because we have a lot of difficult and a lot of challenges, and but that's the flavor of life, is the challenges. We just go and overcome them, and then comes another one, and we just go and smash the other one, and we keep going and keep going and keep going. And the more challenges, I think, the more challenges we overcome, the better we get, and the more confident we get. And in the end, we will say, hey, I'm ready to face the world. Whatever comes my way, I'm here. I'm going to face it. And I think that's about choices. That's about making the right choices. That's about for example, seeing a burger and seeing a nice salad, and go for the salad because we know that the burger is not going to be good for us. Or instead of watching Netflix for 3 hours, um, go for a walk in the park instead. Or why not, instead of having the Netflix, just put some Zumba and have a Zumba session. I love my Zumba session, so I'm always talking about that. So why not? And it's about making tiny little choices. And sometimes we think, I cannot do this, I love my burgers. Oh, salads taste bad. No, they don't. You can do salads so many ways, and they can be good, they can be delicious, and you can put all sorts of things in salads. You can put tuna, you can put chicken, you can put whatever you want, and you can make a nice salad. Now there's all these new things, quinoas and all these things, that make amazing salads, and they taste good. So it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be hard. And
You know what I usually say to my clients, to my friends,
yeah,
when I give advice in these regards,
yeah,
is that be creative. Sometimes being
exactly.
creative is the key. We are all different, and when we be creative, we start learning to like the salads,
Things.
whatever. Okay, but also keep on mind that if you like to have your burger, you can
Oh
have your
yeah.
burger. If you
Oh
like
yeah.
to have your pizza, you can have your pizza.
Yes. Yeah.
The problem is
Just not every day.
exactly the major point is creating healthy habits.
Exactly.
Okay, and working in your mindset will help you with that part
Yeah.
as well, because when you have healthy habits,
Mm-hmm.
you will start to, first of all, you will recognize that you can't have that burger and that pizza every day, as you said. So
Exactly right.
you will establish a day in a month, in a week, in a fortnight,
Yeah.
to have
That indulgence
that
day.
indulgence. Yeah.
Mm.
But secondly, when you start to creating healthy habits, you will start to enjoy. You will start to, after a while of
Yeah.
being eating healthy,
Yes.
you feel good when you eat healthy.
Yeah.
And when you have that pizza or that burger, sometimes you don't feel that good. Or if in the past you had a big burger, now you are not able to eat that. So because your body is like nourishing, is like getting used to the good stuff. So yourself. So that's a work in progress. Don't be hard on yourself.
No. Yeah.
And that's the thing, when you were telling people that when you look back after challenges that has happened with yourself, and you realize you could have done better. It's good because it's a lesson. You acknowledge that you can do better. So for future situations, you gain some tools, some experience. But also acknowledge every time the things you did right.
Exactly.
Okay, because it also gives you the power of confidence. I'm able to do this. I'm not perfect, but I deserve this, and I'm growing. I'm becoming stronger, and it gives you confidence.
For example, you were saying that once you start making better choices, the ones that you thought you could never leave, they somehow become no good at all. I remember I used to love all these food with sauces. When I was living back in Portugal, I was loving all this food. Like, they have lots of recipes. For example, the codfish with cream, and they have a steak that with the mushroom sauce, which is cream based as well. And I used to love that sort of food. I used to do it a lot of times. And then when I moved to Australia, because my husband, he doesn't really like his sauces. He pretty much prefers salads. And I always liked my salad. Don't get me wrong. I was never been that type of person of, honestly, of the burgers. I like a burger, but I prefer making it myself at home. But I started having more salads and let go of those sauces. So today, if I go to a place and if there is one of those dishes that has these sauces, I still like it. I like the taste, but my stomach, my body does not accept it. I'm going to feel so bad. I'm going to feel bloated. I'm going to feel sick. And sometimes I don't even sleep well because I feel that my stomach is very heavy, and I don't even need to eat a big portion. I can eat a small portion of it and it still has the same effect. So if you start changing your mind and then changing your habits, and this is for food, we actually started talking about
applies because it applies for everything. Look, life is a journey. So this is a process. Whatever you're doing, you're alive, so you are in a journey. Okay, so it's simple. Just look back. The Katya you are now is not the same Katya you were 10 years ago. The Katya you are now is not the Katya you were last year. It's not the Katya you were last month, not even the same Katya you were yesterday. And that means that you are learning, you are changing yourself constantly. That's why, even in regards to your goals, when I spoke in the beginning about the goals, let me give you 2 tips. First of all, write down your goals. Write down your why.
Make your plan.
Write down your goals. Because when things are written, they are much powerful. You can have a goal in your head, but if it's not written, believe me, if you write it down, you're much more successful to achieve it. Okay? Because this is neuroscience, once again. And other thing, you should revise your goals like every 3 months or every 6 months at least. Because the person you are today is not the same you were yesterday or the same you'll be in the future. So everything is constantly changing in your life. What you want to improve tomorrow will be different from what you wanted to improve yesterday. So we are always a work in progress, and enjoy this ride.
It's so funny that I've been currently attending financial success summit for translators, hosted by More Money, and most of the speakers at the summit it's an amazing summit for translators. I love it. I've been attending since last year. This is my second year attending. And most of the speakers actually say exactly what you said. So it's quite funny that I was just attending the summit before and I was hearing someone else saying it, and now we are here and you were saying exactly that. But it's true. You need to set your plan. You need to revisit your plan every 3 months or every 6 months or whatever works for you, and see what you achieved. Every time you achieve something, you tick it out of the box, and then you make a balance. Okay, I already did this, I still have to do that. I'm doing good. Even if you only achieve one of the things in your list, you already did good. You already did one.
And how you feel, even if it was the
just
small goal that you spoke, the way you feel when you achieve something, it's like fuel. It's what keeps also you going, because it's another thing that gives you confidence and motivates you to keep going.
It's that you already you are a work in progress. Until the day you die, you are a work in progress. We always try to better ourselves every day until the day we die. So,
and you are the best investment you have in your life. Yourself. Because for you to work on others, you need to work on yourself first. For all others or your business. That's why you say this personal development applies to everything in life.
In your business, in your life, in your health, in your food, so in everything. If we look at every aspect, that's why I wanted to do this month with you, because this applies for every aspect of life. It does not apply just for people that, for example, want to lose weight and start a better health choices, do exercising and better choices in regards to food and eat better, everything. Because it does apply to that, of course, but it does apply to every single aspect of your life. It applies for your education, it applies for your business, it applies for your professional career, for your personal life, everything. If you think about your goals, you make a list of what you want to do, what you want to achieve. If you make a plan, and if you are organized enough to have your plan and tick everything that you accomplished, you will feel better and you will feel that you can do it. And in the end, you will see the results of your hard work, I think.
Exactly.
I think that's the main thing. That's the main thing. I believe that.
Because in the end of the day, if we are alive, we all have dreams, we all have wishes, whatever they are.
Of course.
There is something in this world that move us on, that make us get out of bed in the morning and live.
Of course.
Correct? And we should have those things. That is healthy. So if you have goals, if you have something you want to achieve, because we all have,
of course,
you need to work in yourself. Because if you want more, you need to become more. If you want better things, you have to become a better person.
You need to look at yourself as the glass full. In this case, it's not half full, it's full. Because that's what you are as a whole. And you can achieve whatever you want. If you believe in it, you can achieve it. I believe that. I believe that. And sometimes, and for example, in my career, sometimes you have a lot of people saying, and we were talking about this today, and a lot of people unfortunately saying, you cannot make money out of translation, you cannot do, and it's hard. Of course it's hard when people put you down this way, but if you are strong enough to know, I can, I have to work hard, but
it's up to you to let it affect you or not.
Exactly right. And if you don't let yourself be affected by comments like that, you will eventually see that those people that may have made those comments and may have had those ideas, they will end up respecting you, because they see, no, she never let herself go by my comments or by anything negative that may have come with those comments. and she kept going, and she perceived her dreams, and she perceived her goals, and she achieved them. So I think this is the main thing, is that when you have goals in mind, when you have things, something that you want to achieve, somewhere that you want to get, you always keep walking towards that place. And that's the main thing. We always have to have a place where we want to go, because that will keep us focused. That's what I think.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's very powerful because
Yeah.
If when you have goals, someone that does not have goals, wishes, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
It's very problematic. It can be it can put that place, that person in a very bad place, you know.
Yes.
And that's when mental health can be affected. So
True.
this is also very important to keep you healthy. Not when we talk about health, it's not just physical. This is a process. This is also mental, you know. So that's why it's very important. Unfortunately, we can't see mental disease, and sometimes people don't value mental disease. They think that it means that that person is weak. No, mental disease is not meaning of weakness. Mental disease is a disease, as it's named, but it's something you can't touch. It's something you can't see properly, but it exists. So when you work in yourself,
and destroys a lot of lives,
unfortunately, and a lot of families. It's not just mental health. Mental disease is not a disease of one person. It's a disease of the family and everyone around. It affects everyone. So that's growing your mindset is prevention in everything. It helps you focus with all areas of your life. So if you don't have goals, or if you haven't written down your goals, take 10 minutes. You also need to take time for yourself. Write down, and the meaning you'll find after that, you know, the power it gives you and the motivation. And when you start ticking, as you said, it's like more confidence, and it feels so good, you know. It feels like you are able to do it.
Exactly. It's like, and when you look at the list and you see the items disappearing out of your list or being ticked off, it just gives you a surge of energy, a surge of empowerment. Hey, I already accomplished all of this. So I started by telling myself I wouldn't do it, and look at me, I already done all of this.
Exactly.
And that is the main proof that you can do it. We all can.
And if you're in a state in your life that you feel depressed, that you feel you're not in the right mindset, and unfortunately sometimes people around you don't understand the place where you are, don't let that put you even more down. Okay? Or if you have someone that is in a bad place, with a depression, whatever, I think the most important is start helping people realize the things they like, the things that even if now they don't find it funny or enjoyable, but they did in the past. Try to, for example, when you told before that you're not a morning person, okay? So we can say that is the time of your day that you are in the worst mindset. We can say like that.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Considering your day. So,
and I start working very early. That's my best. I have to work in the morning, and I have to start.
So it's a challenge for you. It's the time of the day there is more challenge for you.
I chose that shift. I chose my time as being 9 to 5 because I think that's when I produce better. My problem is when I wake up in the morning at 6:30, I'm not in a good place. It's horrible. I don't like to talk. I don't want to hear noises. You know, it's
So Katya, it's the time of the day that you need to put a big effort and you need to work in yourself, correct?
Yes, Yes,
So
maybe.
it's the same applies with people that is not in a good position,
Yeah,
that
true.
is depressed.
Mm.
If you're not in the right place, it's
Yeah.
the time you need to work more in yourself. It's a
Mm-hmm.
challenge you have to face. So
Mm-hmm.
try to take that time. Take, for example, for you in the morning before you start working, take an hour or half an hour just for yourself, to work in yourself. And when I say to work in yourself, it
Mm.
can be things like, for example, put yourself in the right mindset.
Yeah.
So work in enjoyable and fun things. If you like to listen to music, for example, I know you like rock and all of that stuff, it's a good time of the day for you to listen a little bit of rock. Maybe it's a good time of the day for you to write down the things you
My
are
neighbors
grateful
wouldn't
in your life.
appreciate it though. My
Sorry?
neighbors, my neighbors wouldn't appreciate it though.
You can put your earphones there. Where there's a why, there's a wheel, remember. So you
Yes.
put your earphones, okay, and your neighbors are safe. Or maybe they will enjoy as well, but okay.
Who
But
knows?
it's the time you need to work more in yourself, to do
Mhm.
enjoyable and
Yeah.
fun things.
Yeah.
And for example, to write down a gratitude journal. It's an healthy habit I'm trying to build, is
Mm.
every day take 10 minutes to write down things I'm grateful and the reason why. Yeah.
This is my working journal. I write everything that I do.
Look, it's very
Mm.
powerful
It is
because
because you know everything you do. Mm.
and it changes your mindset.
Yeah.
It's where your mindset starts to become positive,
Yeah.
and then you go to the mirror, you look to yourself and
Mm.
you say how amazing you are,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
see that it will make a
Mm.
major difference.
It does.
It's
It
not,
does.
yeah, it's not a miracle, but those small steps, those
Mm.
small disciplines done every day, you'll see that they
You'll
will
get
lead
it.
to,
You'll get
yeah,
it. Yeah.
to big things. Yeah.
I think with this we wrap up for today. Um, we I hope you enjoyed our conversation for today. I hope you enjoyed
I hope so.
Andreia's tips. We'll be here next week to talk about food preparation. So stick around. But if you have any ideas, if you would like to share with us, maybe you're starting a new challenge in your life and you would like to share with us, maybe you would like to share all the accomplishments you have ticked off your to-do list, please share, leave your comments below. I'm going to leave below the link for Andreia. Andreia is also wellness coach with Herbalife. And if you are interested in Herbalife products or you want to contact Andreia, I'm going to leave a link below. So you can obviously visit her site and buy or contact her. And share with your friends. Why not? Let's make these conversations even bigger. Today is two of us. Maybe next week we can make it even bigger. And subscribe the channel and you'll get a notification of a new conversation every week. I hope you have a good one. See you next time. Before I go, I would like to thank you, Andreia, for being here with us.
You're
And for
welcome.
your very, very useful tips and to show us how sometimes what we think that might be so hard and that we could never achieve, it's actually achievable. And if we just
Yeah.
make a little tweak in our mind and we just say, no, we can do this, we actually can.
Yeah.
So,
And Katya, sorry
yeah,
to interrupt you, but
no
just
problem.
to
Yeah,
finalize,
yeah.
because I want to finalize with something that everyone asked me, and you have asked me before. What is
Yeah.
this thing? Yeah. Because I gave you some tips, but I didn't told you about my vision board. And I just want to finalize with the vision board because I find out during my journey that there are tools that are very powerful in our mind. And one of the tools that is very powerful, because I had periods I start doubting about myself. I started thinking that maybe my goals were not achievable, they were too big.
Yeah.
But then I thought, okay, if I have a big challenge, let's do this. Let's
Yeah.
keep going, because it's also challenging and motivates. So that's where I find out the vision board's meaning. Okay, so the meaning board vision is very good because it's where you put your goals, where you put your dreams into images, into phrases, pictures, quotes, whatever. It's the place, I can say this is like my sanctuary. It's a place where I can come in the morning, or where
And
I
you
can
look.
come when I need to recharge my energy and to put myself again up, and I look to that board and it fills me with confidence and energy and reminds me my why and my reasons, and gives me power to keep going and to hit that brick wall. The brick wall is become thicker, but we are going to start to become stronger as well.
And we're gonna climb it up.
Exactly. I hope
Thank you.
it has been good tips, and
It
it's
was.
what Katja say. I'm free if you need anything. If I can help you, we'll learn with each other. So sharing is caring.
I am starting with you, so I have now started the program. So let's see. I think I already see the changes in myself. But obviously, when I start using the products in full, and I will actually see the results. So thank you so very much once again, and see you next week to talk about meal preparation. So thank you so very much for watching. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.